while I was waiting for something, I had some time to kill. I was like, all right, I'm not driving all the way back home. I'll just go around the area and see what's what. I found a mall that was pretty close to this place. I was like, oh, okay, that seems cool. I haven't been to a mall in a while. I'll just walk around the mall.
Right.
As I pull in, I noticed that none of the grounds have been kept. There's like 1 to 2 feet tall grass. There's so many potholes in the parking lot that has no cars. And you know how they usually have the loop around the mall? You come out of the parking lot and there's the one road that kind of does like a racetrack thing around the mall to go in and out of different spots. That's not kept up. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, is this mall closed? Is there nothing here? But on one side has like a Barnes and Noble that I see people going in. I go, okay, so maybe I don't know what's up. I'm going to go and take a look. So I pull into this one area. There's a Macy's there, what they call anchor stores. You know how on the ends
big
of
box anchor.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, all right, there's a Macy's there. I know Macy's still exists because the other end is Sears. And I know that hasn't been around in a long time.
Right.
So I'll go in around the Macy's side. So I go through, I walk in. There's nothing in this mall. Macy's is there. As soon as you walk out of Macy's, there's an Abercrombie and Fitch store that nobody's in. And then maybe a couple of little boutique style stores that are just, it looks like somebody rented store space to have a yard sale. Like it's everything that was in their house, right?
Right.
And somebody in the chat there got it. That's exactly the mall that I stopped at. And I'm walking around, I'm like, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. And there's a second
the anime store or like the Chinese like massage place. That's there. It's
so
dead.
There's nothing there. That one little end had Abercrombie, Macy's, and then nothing else. There was a place that was all decked out. The lights were off, but you could see that it was all painted purple and had some neon colors in there. It looks like it used to be an arcade. Right. But I'm looking through like the tinted glass and everything. I see an air hockey table in there and just boxes and stuff all over the floor. And I go, I wonder if I could get that. There's nothing here. I don't think anyone's going to have a problem if I stole something from this place because I can't make an offer. There's nobody there, but none of the stores are there either. There's just shit laying there. So I was like, can I go and see if I could get that air hockey table? Can't get in there. I'm walking around the mall. I see there's a second tier, right? Okay. And I see people up there. I'm like, all right, there's got to be stores up there. So I go, one escalator works, one doesn't. So you going up the one, the other one is frozen,
man.
Right?
Like I would have not done that.
What, going up to the second floor?
I would have been like, that's a homeless encampment. I don't need to be in this place.
I go up there. There's no stores on the second floor. None. But you can see from the decor on the outside what the stores used to be. Like, okay, that used to be a Spencer's. That I think was a Hot Topic.
You could see like the outline of where the sign was.
Right.
New.
Well, no, not even the outline. You don't see the outline where the letters are. It's not like they took the name off a strip mall and you go, that used to be a Subway or that used to be a Domino's or something.
Yeah.
No, you could just see the way the
store was laid out or the walls.
The sign design in the sense of where the lettering would be on top of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like you could kind of just tell.
So they I'm looking around. I'm trying to guess what stores used to be in there because some of them just are. They have the chain wall down. They're dark. You can't see anything. It's just generic beige or white or whatever. I don't know what was in there. But then you're like, oh, this is kind of purple. I think this was like a Charlotte Russe, the girls' accessories.
Tell what the jewelry stores were.
Yeah, something like that, right? There's a candy store that had stuff in there but it was locked. I'm like, does this ever open or did they just abandon this? You know, there's stuff there. I'm going to show you a few I went around and took some photos. Okay.
Again, very brave because what you're going to show is creepy.
Okay. So you haven't seen all of these photos yet,
I haven't.
Right?
No, I saw like one.
So when I walk in and I walk out of the Macy's area, first thing I see is this.
Okay.
There's nothing. Kiosks are not even full. None of the stores are full. And you see what I'm talking about here? Like that.
Yeah.
This store says VHS, and it just looks like somebody is using it for storage right now.
That's how long that store's been closed.
Right.
The last major like media that
I made sure to get that in there because it reminded me of VHS Village, formerly Beta Barn in the Simpsons, when they do that gag when it's formerly something that used to be something.
Uh-huh.
But you could see next to it, like right there, that color thing there. I walked around. I'm trying to figure out what the stores were based on the sign design or the interior of the vacant space. And then next to it, right there, I'm guessing that's either was like a Bath and Body Works, or what's the clothing line that the girls have? It says pink on their ass.
Oh,
Victoria's Secret. So I'm looking at there. I'm like, oh, that's either that or that. And then you look at all these stores. So I'm walking around, and then like here's from a different angle.
I'm really surprised they let you in. Like if
They had to. There was a store that opens up into the mall.
Oh wow.
You know, if they weren't letting you into the rest of the mall, the Macy's probably would have had that entrance closed, and you had to go through the parking lot. But this was all open. So I'm walking through. Now, I get upstairs. Do I have? I don't have all the photos loaded. Let me load the others real quick. Like I said, there's people upstairs that are walking around, and it's old people doing their laps.
Oh, they're in the tracksuits doing laps.
Yeah, doing that, or like they're push. There's like women pushing kids in strollers and stuff, doing their laps up there. You get towards the other end. So you see where I'm looking here?
Uh-huh.
All the way at the other end of this wing of the mall. This is where people were walking their dogs. People had their dogs. They're pissing on the carpet. Look, here, I took a photo. There's one of the guys. He's walking the dog.
Wow.
People are just coming in and walking the dog. None of them are cleaning it up.
Ew.
There's dog shit up there. You can see pee stains on the carpet. People are just bringing their dogs in like it's a dog walk and letting the animals just, go in the mall.
Ugh.
Mason K, good question. The people or the dogs? I don't know. I didn't get to witness that. I saw one dog do something, but you walk a little further and it's like walking around landmines because you're like, oh my God, there's shit everywhere. And you can see by how it's aged, how it smells. Fucking gross. So I get to the end of that wing of the mall. There's it used to be Sears. And it's got a giant vinyl sign that's covering the entire open mall entrance, right?
Right.
And it says, your business should be here. And it's got a big QR code. It's got the phone numbers of how you can come in and rent something and do whatever. And I go, this is, no one's renting here. I pull the thing to the side and I go behind it and I see, the chain link structure that they bring down from the ceiling to lock the entrance in there. And I'm looking in there and I go, this is creepy. I go, I wonder if it's locked. And I lean down because now I'm behind the big vinyl sign. I poke it and it's open.
Oh no.
So guess who opens it up? I pull it up halfway.
The dog.
I pull it up halfway. Here's my thought. Even if there are security cameras, there's nobody there sitting there paying attention to security. Yeah. Right. Everybody's focused on that Macy's on the other end there. So it's half open. I open it up and I walk in. And immediately I thought I glitched into the back rooms. If you're familiar with that game.
Oh my God.
It is beige, white, yellowing even. I don't know if it's from paint or just age or countless years of cigarette smoke. I don't know. All I was waiting was for that hum from fluorescent lighting, and I knew I was going to die because I was in the back rooms. But look at this.
Oh, that's so creepy.
You can see me right there in the reflection in the mirror thing and the mirror pole right there. Mm-hmm. I just opened it up and I walked in and there's nothing. And I was so debating. I saw the escalators there. I go, I wonder if I can go up the escalator. And then I stopped for a second. I go, oh my God, what if I went down the escalator? What's down there?
Oh my
homeless people or people
Yeah.
squatting.
Meth addicts.
I'm going to die.
Yeah. No, 100%.
So here's another angle of about as how far as I got in there. Now, here's what else freaked me out. You see off to the center to the right, those are windows from the other side of the store. Okay? So that's natural light coming in. If you look to the left by one of the mirrored poles, there's a room with a light on.
Yeah, I see that.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, why is that room open and why is there a light on in there? I chickened out. I was thinking about it. I'm like,
did you go? Oh my God.
No, it's like when you see those, when you play like those creepy games or something, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a light turns on somewhere down the hallway. A room is like, why did that light go on? So I'm walking.
Weirder if like it went out. Like
Right.
it was on, and then you're like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then just shuts off.
Right.
Like, well, nope.
So I sat there and I went, oh my God. And I was thinking about what Sears Roebuck used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Where you could go in there. They used to have like their electronics section. Used to have like a full Nintendo setup back in the day where you could go and try some of the games. They had that weird demo system where you could play some of the games for like a minute before it turned off and went back to the menu screen. But also my memories of Sears was that the Sears catalog for Christmas time and like dad or grandpa going there because the Craftsman tools.
Yep, the tools.
And the car center. Well, so many people used to go there to get their cars looked at, tires, all of that stuff. Sears used to be like the place to be. And I wanted to explore more, but now I'm thinking I might go back. I think I might take another trip out there again and go back. And if that door is still open to the Sears, I might just go and risk the trespassing charge and just go, maybe live stream it, go up there and see what's there. And you just see some black string monster come at me, then you know what happened.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could watch Erik die in real time.
Right. Think of the view that we would get. Yeah, so I'm debating on going back there at some point.
I mean, it's interesting. Like it's a lot different when you used to go to that mall. Like this is probably not a mall you've been to, like, right? Like this is not your normal.
I've never been to this mall before. Gotcha. I just happened to be in the area and I said, I got, a couple hours to kill. Oh, there's a mall here. Cause first I was like, food court. I'll just go and get lunch. Cause you had to drive a little bit away in order to get near the highway where they have a lot of, the commercial parks to go, right? Like a Jersey Mike's or something like that. It's like, well, the mall's right there. I could probably just go and see what's in the food court. Not knowing that when I got to the food court and Comedy Tragedies in the chat there, our pal Dave, they have a food court that's called the food court because there is only one food. Yes. And that one food is a Popeyes with one guy working it.
Oh, man.
And I saw two other people online at that Popeyes. They bought their stuff and then they went and sat for a while because the one guy took their order and then had to go make whatever rest of the order that was. There was only one guy there. This is the food court.
Oh, wow.
Nothing there. Now, in the back, you can see an abandoned lids.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Like you can go get your hats.
But if you go to the right,
a Cinnabon right there. I can see
there's an abandoned Cinnabon, abandoned Carvel.
I'm sure there was probably like a pizza place, like a Sbarro's or some kind of pizza place in there. Right. There's always the Asian food place.
Dave's saying this is all closing when the leases are up.
Oof.
I did notice that some of the stores that were there said we join us at our new location, and some of them moved to Jersey Gardens, which was at least an hour from this location, and some were in random towns that I wasn't overly familiar with their layout. Right. So I'm like, it's not like when you have those signs like "Come join us at our new location" on the other end of the mall next to Dillard's,
right next to Hot Dog on a Stick.
Right next to right next to something that you would know. It's like, hey, we moved from this part of the mall to that part of the mall. Or like even if they left the mall and they're like, join us, we moved down the road next to formerly GameStop. We're in that spot that, businesses move that for better leases and deals and stuff. That I get. When they're telling you we moved an hour away, I really am not going to go and try to patronize your business there.
You're like, this area is terrible. We went to an entirely different county.
He's saying Sbarro's and Pan. Those are not there.
Yeah.
Dave, they're not there. The only thing that was open that existed was a Popeyes.
Yeah.
Everything else was closed and gone.
So there was like 2 malls in my area that we would go to, and one of them had like the van store and stuff like that. And I used to go to it in high school, like all the time. And then it started kind of going downhill. No one would go to it. Oddly enough, the big thing here in Arizona are these outdoor malls where, you get your box stores, but it's all open air. And,
right.
You
like an outlet mall kind of thing.
Yeah. But, it's just like a mall, but it's just outdoors, which is, it's outdoors in Arizona. Why would you do that? But whatever. The other, like, couple months ago, I'd already known that they shut the mall down, but then there was a video someone posted, and I'll find the video and I'll share it with you, where it's like they're walking around that mall and it's giving the same vibe that you're showing me, where it's like they went into the area and all the stores were abandoned, all the back rooms are done, graffiti's on the wall. People were thinking like, I don't want to go back there because it's too dark. I think someone's back there sleeping. Like, and then I think they tore it down just recently, like the last couple months. But it's weird when you used to go to that place and you used to like visit there and hang out there and go get your stupid hot dog on a stick and do all this stuff, and when it's gone it feels weird, like a piece of your childhood's gone. And it's just creepy that I'm surprised you went in and did as much as you were. Like, no one knows you were there. No one had any
I saw
beat on,
people
like you were visiting.
But
no one knew, like your family did not know that you were stuck in this abandoned mall.
Oh, no. No.
No one would find you.
I will say this. One, it was a bit eerie, and in some parts of the mall was a little scary. Looking at the Sears thing, I'm like, oh, I want to go up the escalator. And then I saw one go down. I go, wait, what's below? Like, I don't even remember a Sears having a basement level. What was down there?
I know some of the malls like would definitely have more than the like the one tier. So like, you'd have your 3 tiers, and some of those big boxes had all 3 floors. So instead of like that bottom floor being a completely like a Dillard's or a Macy's, it was the 3rd level. So you got your home goods, you got your perfume section and women's, and then all that. But that's just crazy.
I enjoyed myself trying to remember what stores had what aesthetics, what designs. Fun. I'm looking at them like, what did this store? This looks familiar. What did it used to be? So I was supposed to go in, hit the food court, get something to eat, and then I was going to go explore the remaining area. I spent all my time there till I got my phone call that I had to go pick up the other thing. So I was just like, all right, I'll just kill all my time walking around this abandoned mall. It was so much fun. Here's something I found. Now, this made me laugh because of what follows this. One, Oriental Health and Wellness.
There's your massage place.
Right?
I knew it. They always have one.
So I saw one that it says Oriental. It's not on the up and up.
It's a bunch of white people.
It's got the front. No, it's got the storefront look, but that once you get back into one of those areas, there's the order off the hidden menu, as you could call it. So I see this place and I go, oh, where did they? Now I see the stuff on the windows. I'm like, oh, where did they move to? Like, where does this seedy spa place move to? Right,
back of a van.
They moved closer to another store on the bottom floor. This was on the 2nd story, on the bottom floor. So after I finished here, I walked around. I'm like, I want to see what it looks like there. They're not even there. Like, the signs are telling you they moved to a place that they're not even there anymore. Like, they must have just either ice got them or something and they left. But it's not there. I want to show you the sign. We are moved to downstairs next to Tea Lady Shop. Phone number,
point,
thanks. Right. I should have blurred the
like they're
phone.
yelling
Who
at
cares? You. Yeah. But the whole thing where it goes, we are moved to downstairs. Now, I didn't take a photo of the second one, but you can see right here, back on this photo, there's 2 postings.
Right.
They wrote it twice the same way. And then below it is the photo of where it's supposed to be in relation to the rest of the mall. It's showing you where it's located to. And I said, all right, I see that store. They're located there. I walked down to take a look. That store is closed. The signage is still up there, but that store is gone. Where they're supposed to be there is abandoned or just empty. They're not even there. So I found that funny, just the fact that everyone says it's a stereotype, when you're doing foreign language stuff, but I'm reading it in the voice that, you really shouldn't do. But they're like, we all moved to downstairs. And I was laughing so hard at this. So
Western medicine, no good.
Right.
Yeah, and it's always they're at every mall, and I'm not saying
I've never seen this kind of place.
Are you serious?
At the mall? No. What I've seen is usually they're an open air kind of like in a kiosk area where you sit on those chairs where you lean,
you put your face in
and your face down, like the ones they have at the airports.
Sure.
Those are the places I've seen. I've never seen a massage place at a mall.
Yeah, I've seen ones like these where it's the same, where you go and you can actually get like a table massage, or you can, pay your, I'm going to spend $20 for 20 minutes or 15 minutes and do the, face and chair thing. But it's usually just like a little Oriental guy just hanging out, just waiting to get people in. You want a massage? I'm like, no, I really don't. Not at a mall.
Right.
Like, this is not what I want right now.
No, but when I saw that, I laughed and I was like, this can't be on the up and up with the name Oriental on it, because that just doesn't fly anymore in any way. I mean, I'm surprised the Oriental Trading Company hasn't been forced to change their name. If you're not familiar with them, they're the one that makes all those plastic tchotchkes that your kid gets in a grab bag coming back from a party. Or if you're playing at like Dave & Buster's, that top tier because you have 25 tickets. Oh, a spider ring, something that makes a whistle sound. That's all from the Oriental Trading Company.
But only 2 of us have special rings.
Woo! So that was my trip.
3 stars on Yelp.
Really?
Oriental Health and Wellness Magic Chinese Back Rub.
Of course it was.
Literally.
Of course it was. You don't think that it's all them, that they bought those, or they did it themselves under different names?
I got a massage here today. I never knew about this place, and I lived here for ages. But I guess it's new.
I lived here for ages. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. You hear the music? Ancient Chinese secret.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
It's Erik Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias at It's Erik Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both live and on demand. Go to itseriknagel.com.